Hi everyone, welcome back to Burich. Yesterday, some of you were disturbed and perturbed that me and Kesav had to set up the camera in the editing room, and we just threw the on a tripod and we sat there and we recorded. It was recorded rather hastily, unscripted, a bit off the cuff, and some of you were quite annoyed that we did that. Kesav wanted to actually say a few things about that.
Yesterday's video was recorded by me actually. In the excitement, I said to Vinod sir that I want to record the video. I just want to be, behind the camera and try to use the camera. I want to know how to use the camera. So I will shoot the video today. He said, okay. Then I did all the things that made you guys feel irritated or annoyed seeing the video. I'm so sorry. I will just improve and I will do camera work for one video of Birich in the upcoming months. That you will definitely feel blissful after watching the video.
Blissful. We feel very blissful that Kesa is with us and he's in our team. And please do encourage him. I am trying to upscale him and help him figure out what he really wants to do and which career path he sees. So in that endeavor, he wanted to try out recording with the camera yesterday. So I said, okay, go for it. So he set us up and we recorded it. That's the truth behind the story. And today we are back in the studio, back with Karthik, our cameraman, who is a pro at this. So today's quality of video will be remarkably better compared to our innuendo yesterday. That being said, a lot of you do ask us this question. Sir, Anand has told us that we should diversify and look at American stock market, that you should invest in the American stock market. How do we invest in this American stock market? And it looks like some really complicated process. So I thought I'll just walk you through it. It's very simple. And at the end of the video, I'll say if you should be doing it or not and why you should be doing it or not. First is how to invest in the American stock market. There are two methods to investing in the American stock market. One is called the direct investment option. The other is called the indirect investment option. What is a direct investment option? You have places like HDFC, ICICI, Kotak Securities, where you can directly go open a foreign trade account. And they'll create a foreign demat account and you can directly start buying American shares, American securities, and you can start buying index funds, whatever you wish and whatever you fancy. The second method, the indirect method, is Indian companies have bought these shares and they've created mutual funds and they'll give you something known as fractional ownership, these units which you can buy like mutual fund units, which you don't need to open a foreign account for, which you can buy through your Indian account itself through the Indian mutual fund market. So ETFs are also available on it. And you can also buy through online apps which are all available. These are two main methods of buying in the American securities, which the Indian government has given us. Each one has got its own cost and brokerage fees, transaction fees, foreign exchange fees, and different tax implications are there. So that you should take your time and read and understand, compare and see what you're signing up for, what will be the cost-benefit ratio to you. There is no specified minimum maximum to investing in through these various methods. It's completely up to you. So what is the conclusion from this? Different options, investment options are there. You can choose whichever is convenient to you and go through it. So what is it that you can buy there? This is the second question you will have. Warren Buffett famously said, Vanguard S&P 500 index fund. He said when he passes away, 90% of his money will be invested in the S&P 500 index fund. Even his wife's money, what he's given her, will be invested into this because that is the safest investment for all his money. And his index will be sitting in that. So if Warren Buffett himself is putting all his money at the time of his wife's money and his money in that, you can be rest assured that's a very safe place to put your money. It is an index fund. He famously did that Warren Buffett bet, hedge fund manager, that he said, I will beat the index fund. And Warren said, there's no way you can beat it. So the 10-year bet, 5 years into the bet, that guy bailed out and gave him the $1 million to his charity and said, no, there's no way I can beat this index fund. And we all know what is the reason behind. Anand's done NT number of videos on this. Why index funds are hard to beat? Because there's very little cost involved in the index fund. Their cost ratio is very, very small, minuscule compared to all these active fund managed accounts. So this is the main place where people can index. Of course, after that, all the other stocks you can buy into, the Alphabets, the Nvidia, the Google, you can invest in all these stocks. All the rules which apply to these Indian stocks apply to those stocks. You should know them. You should be in a circle of competence. Look at the financials. Is the price and is there a margin of safety? All these things which Anand always asks you to analyze. Cases been talking about also. You should also look into these stocks and buy. Now, circling back, should you do this? Is this worth doing? These are the important things I want you to remember. There is something known as capital gains for this. When you sell the share, when you want to book your profit, the Indian government will expect you to pay 20% capital gains. Second, there is something when you send money out of the country now, there's a 20% TCS. So every $100 you send, only $80 will go across. $20 the government of India will take. Yes, you can get this back. I'm sure immediately a lot of people are commenting saying, no, you're wrong. You can get this $20 back. Of course you'll get it back. When you file your tax papers, TDS, they'll deduct and they'll return whatever is due back to you. As I was saying, you have TCS and it can come back to you when you file your tax. Yes, all that is true. But remember that $20 goes off, you cannot invest it. Only $80 will reach there for you to invest. So who should be doing this? Who is this exactly for? It is not for everybody. Let me be very clear. This is something, it depends on your goal. Let's say you have young children and you plan to send them to America to study. And you want to keep money there, start putting money aside there for their education. Well and good. Use this method to start sending money there, investing it for their education, their future. Go ahead, do it. Fantastic. 2, you already have children there and you're living here in India. You plan to go, once you retire and all that, you plan to go and live with them there. And you want to slowly invest for your future there with them. So you need to keep slowly sending your money across there. Well and good. Go for it. Fantastic. Do it. Third class of people. You already have an existing investment base in India. This is for everybody who's not doing the first 2 goals. You have 20 to 30 lakhs invested in India in different forms, in different securities. And then you can start exploring this. And what is this minimum you have to look at putting there to see some kind of return and making sense is you should be able to deploy up to 8 to 9 lakhs there in a year to start making sense of your investment there, because you're doing it in dollars, you're not doing it in rupees. So these are the caveats you should remember. Just because my friend is doing it, or I heard my uncle is doing it, or you hear it on some news clip doing it, or some social media influencers and gurus are doing it, actors are doing it, it's not something you should bite into and jump into. There's enough opportunities. There's enough places in India for you to grow wealth and make money. So depending on what your life goals are, what your final end goals are, based on that alone, you should look at investing in the American stock market. Not because it is the thing to do, or if a war breaks out or some tsunami comes, all these other reasons people kind of concoct and think of. Stop imagining all that. Think of your end goals. Like I always say, and I've told case of this, before you start investing, you need to know what your goal is. Before you start a new diet, before you join the gym, before you do anything, you need to know what your goal is. This also applies to your education, whatever your job you wish to take. What is your goal? Where do you want to be 5 years, 10 years from now? Based on that, you should invest. So it takes you there. It makes your life, your journey to that place specifically easier and more fruitful. So keep that in mind before you start thinking about opening an American account and taking money across to the US and start investing there. As it is, it's very difficult to keep track of the Indian companies and Indian news and Indian stocks. We find it very difficult to keep track. If you add American stocks and American company now, geopolitical, macroeconomic things all into this soup, trust me, it gets very confusing very fast. So always my rule in life is to do simple things. Investing can be simple and doesn't need to be complicated. Like I said in the podcast in the morning, there are only four basic instruments to invest in, classes of investment in India. You can pick and choose your one. Real estate is the only one which seems right now overstretched and stagnant. But the other ones which I was talking about are all there. And you can get handsome returns in any one of them by riding different cycles which each one goes through. And you can get very good returns and not have too much worries in your life. Thanks for watching Be Rich with me and Keshav, who was off camera today, sitting next to me and listening to this whole conversation. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of questions once the camera is switched off. Hope you found this video informative and entertaining. Sorry it took a little time today for me to get this video out to you guys. See you in the next one.
After the event in Bangalore, my team has decided that we should visit my ex-home, Saudi Arabia. We were there recently but visited only Dammam. The idea is to cover the other two major cities, Riyadh and Jeddah. On the 22nd of September, I'll be holding an event in Riyadh, and on 29th September, we will meet in Jeddah. Those who are desirous of meeting me both in Riyadh and Jeddah should contact the email ID given below and the WhatsApp number. My team would get back to you at the earliest. Once again, thank you for supporting. Be rich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.